game, mitä tutorialia tarvita. New game vaan suoraan. Tutorialia se on sitten pelissä. You recline in your easy chair. It is late and you are living in your... You recline in your easy chair. It is late and your living room is lit only by harsh fluorescent light from the lamp behind you. That was also a very loud motorbike outside. There is a slight draft in the room that chills you, and the thought of your warm bed begins to form in your mind. Suddenly you hear a pounding at the front door, feet from you, causing you to jolt. As your heart races, you think, who could that be? You suppose you had better take a look. Oh fuck, tää on tämmönen peli. Oh Christ. In this game, you interact with the world around you by typing commands. The 4 basic commands are look, get, use, and move. Tää on hyvin tekstipohjainen. Mikäs interactive fiction sieltä pamahti? Joo, en odottanut tätä itsekään. For example, if you wanted to move up the staircase, you might type move hallway or use staircase. Try other commands too, or you won't survive. Examples of other usable commands include read, call, hide, open, and close. Along the way, you might find useful items that can be picked up. To pick up a knife, for example, you would type get knife. Items will be stored in your inventory, which you can see by typing inv. If you get disoriented, you have a map in your inventory. Look at it, okay? Look map. Your goal is to survive. There are multiple ways to fight, escape, and outwit the killer. Or it may... Oh, there's a killer. But it may take some trial and error. Oh no. Try looking at everything, including look room, for a description of the room you are in. There may be hints that put you on the right track. Type back to return to the game. Saa nähdä, onko peli suurin kauhu saada custom parser tottelemaan. Jep. Mikä ihme bestialitukuva tuolla on takan päällä. This is where you might entertain friends. You see a comfy, albeit slightly moldy armchair facing the fireplace. Miksi siinä on hometta? Vaihda se nyt, herranjumala. Your phone atop the spindle table and a bookcase populated with texts you've skimmed. Before you there is the front door, behind you is the way to the kitchen, and to your left is the staircase leading to the hallway on the second floor. Absoluuttisen fantastista. Almost bursting at the seams from years of your curvy physique pressing upon it. Okei, se arch ei ole asia. Jump. No idea what you mean. It's mostly here so that you can pretend you have learned. The following titles stick out to you in this moment. All the gory details, the Al Gore story, oh no, secret passages and how to find them, surviving a bear attack at home, what to do if you are about to get murdered. Voinko mä painaa vaan 4? Oh, fuck. Read for. First, don't take your mind off the situation, especially by reading a how-to manual. Wow, that's a really good idea. Maybe the silhouette behind you would appreciate that face. I think we died. Wait a minute, you don't know any silhouettes? God fucking damn it. Ei vaan herke. Perkele. Enkä tunne yhtään siluettia. No. An empty fireplace with a stone back and a wood frame. To its left there is a bottle of lighter fluid, and above the mantle there is a painting. Take fluid. Okei. Okay. Aika pahvi seinä, kun murheja tulee noin vaan sisään. No se on koputti oveen, mutta kukaan ei sanonut, että onko se ovi vaan auki. You're painting of a man with an entire dog protruding from his stomach. What? You bought this from some grubby looking guys at a garage sale. Apparently they were trying to sell everything from their failed game company. I see. Your beige connection to the civilization is looking awfully inadequate right now. You know there is a mostly empty address book in a drawer in the table the phone sits upon. Take phone. Unplugging it from the wall would sort of defeat the purpose. Might be best to leave it here. Take book. Ei, hetkinen. En mä tätä halunnut. Drawer is closed. Read address book. The book contains these entries. Paulie's Pizza, speed dial 1. Mrs. Jones from next door, speed dial 2. Philip Clean's Freeze Creams, dial 3. 911, dial 4. Dial 3. When the line connects, all you can hear is a single uplifting scream. Man, you can always count on Phil. Saadaanko me kuulla se? That was very uplifting. Thank you, Phil. Oi vitsit, olispa itselläkin tollanen palvelu olemassa. Tilataan pizza. You heard the dial tone, a split second of harsh static, then suddenly nothing. That's not a good thing to have happen right now. Dial 2. The line is being cut and it's dead. Fuck. Sitä ei voi ottaa. Best leave it by the phone. You do take a peek though. Okay. Well, that sucks. Go kitchen. This is where you push food into your mouth, sometimes after cooking it, often before. Okay. Stains and spills dot the floors, walls, and the countertop lining the wall. On the counter sits a toaster, a blender, and a knife block. Standard kitchen appliances fill the room, including your refrigerator, sink, and a stovetop oven. Behind you is a door to the basement, and to your right is a door to the backyard. I see. Take toaster. You grab the toaster and stuff it in your pocket. Maybe it will be useful later. Take blender. Okay, you grab a jar from the blender, though you aren't exactly sure why. It's gonna be useful, trust me. Take knife. You pull the knife from the block like some sort of King Arthur. Trumpets blare and women swoon at your incredible feat. Just don't stab yourself. Stab myself. What an asshole! Feeling like... Se mikä mut hajotti tässä näin oli toi fucking what an asshole. Feeling like a noble Japanese samurai of which you only know a vague amount, you disembowel yourself. Neat. Miksi kertoja pilkkaa pelaajaa tällä tavalla? Niinpä. Uskomattoman röyhkeetä. Okei, toi pelkästään toi. Kokeillaan klassikkoa. Miksi ne ei ole laittanut sitä asiaksi tähän peliin? Akeo, sä oot opettanut mut liian hyvin. Where some of your really impressive water boiling has taken place, it is closed. Open oven. There's nothing inside. Go oven. Maybe try looking at it. Look oven. Go inside oven. You want to go where? Fuck. Okay, never mind. Open cupboard. You open the cabinet. Inside is a bucket. Look. Bucket. You don't want to know what's happened in here, but you do know. Puke. Puke is what's happened in here. Your puke. You suppose you could probably mix some fluids with this thing at the workbench. Okay? Oksennusämpäri. Klassikko. Tykkää tosta taulusta tuo seinällä. Ehkä sun pitää mennä kysymään niitä samalta garage-sale-jäbiltä, mikä myi sen taulun tälle jäbälle. Take more knives. One knife should suffice. So you say. Open a fridge. You swing open your ivory door and appraise the contents. Wow, it's completely empty. That's actually kind of impressive. Maybe there's some food in the freezer. You open the freezer door. 2 ice cube trays and a can of orange juice concentrate sit cold and lonely in your icebox. Miksi sä oot laittanut appelsiini mihin pakkaseen? You grab the orange juice and shove it in your bucket. The cold metal canister presses against your leg. For a moment, you feel alive. You're not feeling particularly thirsty. Miksi sä niitä voi ottaa? No sit. Hassut musiikit. Okei. Beyond is impenetrable darkness. Without a source of light, you won't be able to see what you're doing. Close door. Back. The low light of the basement reveals the washer, dryer, a tool bench, and a few scattered odds and ends, including an oversized piñata of your head. Okay? And a can of gas. For a moment, you have an insane desire to grab your clothes out of the dryer and start acting as though nothing is wrong. Hello. You get your clothes out of the dryer and try to delude yourself that your life is not in imminent danger. Everything's going pretty well until you try to carry a massive armload of clothes upstairs and fall back down, breaking your neck. Well, that fucking sucks. God fucking damn it. Okei, nyt ei poimita yhtään mitään mukaan, mennään vaan kattoo paikkoja. There isn't anything of relevance in them, just old papers and that. Take that. Take papers. Take box. Okay. Okay. Tavallaan ymmärtää, kun tyypillä oli kaikki leivänpahtimesta lähtien sylissä sen pyykin lisäksi. Totta. Sudden development, odottakaa hetki. Miten Google Driveista ladataan asioita? Tolleen. Miksi mä voin vaan lataa tätä koko kansioa? Olisi ihan helvetin kätevää. Mä lähetän Klavu sullekin tän linkin ihan just. Tai no vaan voin pistää sen vaikka siihen niin heti. Jos muutkin haluavat hyvää musiikkia. Mikä tää latas nää? No niin, Klavu. Get ready. Siinä on linkki. Okei, tuossa kuulitte pienen klipin pelistä. Tää on ilmeisesti nämä musiikit tehty alun perin johonkin toiseen peliin. Mä vähän veikkaan, että tätä peliä ei ole koskaan julkaistu, mutta tuossa oli lyhyt klippi. Se lähetti mulle pienen videopätkän, missä on kuvaa siitä pelistä. Yeah. Yeah. Viirukset koneelle. Yes. Parasta. Neo. Luke bench. With the tools you have here, and maybe some things from around the house, you might be able to fashion yourself some means of dispatching the killer. Just need to get some ideas on what to make. Okay? Mulla ainakin Google Drive checkas ne viruksilta saman tien. Okei. Täällä ei ollut mitään ihmeellistä. You think you hear a soft thud in the distance. To your left, the stairs to the first floor stretch down, ending in the door you'd like to get. Ending in the door you like to get as far away from as possible. You see the doctor's You see doctors, what? You see doors to the bathroom and bedroom. A gas mask sits lonely in the corner. Luke mask. Why do you have a gas mask again? Oh yeah, you were going to a urban exploring that one time and didn't want to breathe in lots of horrible chemicals. Never did end up doing that though. Sat on your ass and ate trash instead. Been sitting here in the hallway since. Take mask. Okay. Sight of many showers and long contemplations. After a quick glance around and a few panicked thoughts, you decide that barricading yourself here isn't the best idea. You see your sink, toilet, and shower. Luke toilet. This is where the magic happens. Open toilet. Open tank. Mitäs kaikkea? Katsotaan. Help. Mitä vaihtoehtoja tässä oli? Read, call, hide, open and close. Okei, eli ei mitään ihmeellistä. Sillä rintamalla. Luke shower. Your shower. You suppose this might be a spot you could hide in. Mutta sä sanoit, että se ei ole kovin hyvä. Kokeillaan. Hide shower. Nyt mä laitan vaan hide. You crouch gingerly in the slippery tub and pull the curtain close behind you. After a few wasted minutes of standing under your piddling showerhead, you exit your hiding spot. There is a creaking of the floorboards that sounds awfully close. Baby's vintage fall chrome porcelain rustic exterior. Got some pipes there. Functions without issue, mostly. Look, it's a sink. It's a fucking sink. There is a cabinet below it. Open cabinet. Inside is a puddle of bleach. Take bleach. Drink bleach. You throw your head back and pour the sweet milk down. You gulp greedily a few times before smacking your lips with satisfaction. Turns out you're just too full of bleach now to be allowed to live. Within minutes you go into shock and within an hour you die. Jesus fucking Christ, what a way to go. Hetken huuma, kyllä. Aina täytyy kokeilla toisia tyhmiä asioita. Mitä vittua, mun puhelinkin soi? Sorry, puhelin. Normally this room, also jos mietit mikä tämä on, niin okei, no niin, puhelin. Nyt toimii. Jos mietitte sitä, että mikä tuo on, toi ihmeen asteriski, mikä tuohon tulee, niin se on mun pikanäppäin muteemiselle tonne. OBS:ään. Normally this room made you feel safe without even realizing it. Now that feeling is tainted and you feel worse and more trapped in here than anywhere else. You see a few furnishings, including your bed and bedside table, your closet, your trophy case, and a painting. Stare blankly at the art, pretending to understand it. What the fuck? Oh, you pick the painting up and attempt to jam it in your pocket. Having no luck, you set it down and see the safe embedded in the wall. Well, this is embarrassing. You can't remember the code to get into this thing. No niin, tietenkin. Normally this room made you feel... Oh, okay. Look bed. Take pillow. It's filled. You filled it with rocks. Why? You get into bed and pull the covers over your head. After several long minutes of covering, your eyes begin to feel very heavy. Just as you feel yourself starting to drift off into deep sleep, you think you might hear footsteps nearby. Before you can jump out and from under the covers, a knife plunges through the cloth and into your body. At least you won't have any more bad dreams. Vittu mikä tapa kuolla. Open door. You unlock and push open the front door. Miksi mä en kokeillut tätä heti? Hoping that something other than what's about to happen will happen to you. But it doesn't. The man draws a knife from a pocket in the clean suit and raises it through the air in one movement. You see a flash of silver, a flash of red, and then nothing at all. Okay. Lots of dust down there and nothing much else. You could probably fit under there. You drop down on your stomach and slither on under. You wait for a few minutes and decide you have spent enough time under here. There is creaking of the floorboards that sounds awfully close. There is a small table beside your bed with a drawer. On it rests a lamp and a tape recorder. What the fuck? You hypothesize that you could distract or lure the killer with sounds of yourself from this thing. You record yourself making some sniffles and moans of terror. Hopefully, your acting is convincing enough. You were once a narrating rat for a school play in elementary school. Okay. All of your trophies from marksmanship competitions live here. Plenty of participation and honorable mentions. Luke Tropies. Take. There's open case. Break glass. No way, this case is the most valuable thing in the house. Ah, okay, never mind. It's already open. Well. Mikä se nyt on? Se on closet. Open closet. Vittu. You open the closet. The inside of your closet is barren, but for a flashlight on the ground and a poster on the wall. You do really squeeze your wardrobe down to the last article before doing your laundry. Take light. Nah. What? Glory in his bosom. A poster for the blockbuster hit Glory in his bosom. That you enjoyed so. An epic tale in the saga of brave Kenny Brave Johnny Knife Blaster. You recall one scene that drew your interest. KB used his cunning knowledge of explosives to make a small bomb out of gasoline and orange juice. Oh. Okei, me voisimme tehdä pommin. Kiitos Johnny Knife Blaster. No point in taking this down. In fact, it would be tantamount to heresy to remove such a sanctified symbol of action movie history. Okay, never mind. Slip of paper. This piece of paper is just gonna weigh you down. You do read it though. Safe combination 1, 2, 4, 3. Really original, pal. Okay. You diligently enter the four numbers in the combination. Click and yeah, it's open. Inside is your pistol. Take gun. Take the gun from inside the safe, feeling its heft in your hand as you do. But be careful with this thing. Next moment you catch something moving out of the corner of your eye. You jerk your head around, leap backwards, as the light from your bedside lamp outlines the form of the man in the clean suit. What do you do next? Shoot, man! You swing your revolver upwards, pointing it at the killer. He tenses, and a look of determined rage is visible on his face. You hesitate for a moment, and the killer starts to move. Now or never. You pull the trigger and involuntarily shut your eyes. Hölmö. Next second, you open them to find the killer with a gaping hole in his leg, lurching quickly out of the room. The ringing in your ears, you inch forward, reaching for any sign of him, and see a trail of blood on the floor. What will you do next? Follow blood. Trail of blood continues downstairs to the living room. Follow blood. There is a stream of blood trailing through the living room into the kitchen. Follow blood. You find the man in the clean suit hunched over, knife in hand, waiting to strike. What do you do? Shoot, man. Ja siinä ei ollut panoksia enempää. Miksi täällä oli vain yksi panos siellä? Take aim at the killer, brace yourself and pull the trigger. To your horror, instead of the powerful blast you expect, you hear a click as the gun's hammer hits the empty chamber. The killer moves with surprising speed given his injury and drives his knife into your chest. You continue to squeeze the trigger in disbelief, despite your arm falling away, your body sinking to the floor and your lungs spluttering. Presently you become deader than a doornail. Fuck! Okay, Yksikin panos riittää tappamaan itsesi tosi tällä tekoittaessa. As you grapple with the assailant, you start to fatigue. Despite his wounded state, the man in the clean suit still possesses surprising strength. He breaks a hand free of yours and sticks his knife into your side. The shock grips you and there is a gurgling in your stomach. As you start to black out, you grin wickedly. A fetid gas escapes you. The rank stench reaches your nostrils. You catch a contorted expression on the killer's face before you pass on. Entä jos vaan pakenet? Mihin? Ei kun niin sen jälkeen kun mä ammun sitä äijää. Katsotaas. Aha. You decide to make a break for it. You throw open the front door and start to run. Before your feet can even cross the threshold, however, you experience an unpleasant dying sensation. Hieno lause. Unpleasant dying sensation. Ah, that's fucking... Mwah. Chef's kiss. That's a perfect sentence, if I ever read one. The killer had evidently hobbled out of the kitchen in order to intercept you, and threw a knife square into the back of your neck. Sucks. Joo, ei, se oli keittiössä kyllä, mutta se sai mut kiinni joka tapauksessa heittämällä sen veitsen mun niskaan. Wasn't expecting that! Hei Vaaku. Täällä on meininkinä se, että mulla ei ole mitään vitu hajua, mitä tapahtuu. Ilmeisesti, koska mä yritin heittää sitä valkaisuainetta sen kasvoille, niin musta vähän tuntuu, että melkein mikä tahansa, mitä mä yritän heittää sitä vastaan, niin päättyy vaan siihen struggleen, mikä tuli siinä Bleach-jutussa. You turn on the spigot and watch the water breathe. Watch with bated breath as a thin jet of water comes out. Wow. You add the bucket to the workbench. Your remaining odds and ends are as follows. Lighter liquid and orange juice and knife, of course. Put Juise in bucket. Juise. Fluid. What? Last item doesn't seem like it goes with the first two. Miten mä yhdistän nää sitten? Hengitön vesi olisi voinut olla sebispulkylöytö. Sä et oo kattonut vielä Infinity Trainia selkeästikään. It puts the juice in the basket. Kusto parser! Combining these items might be easier with a flat workspace and some additional tools. The fuck do you mean? I have a flat workspace. It's the fucking table. What? Mun pitäisi päästä käymään tuolla takapihalla. Mut miten? Ehkä siellä on joku salainen esine, jonka mä tarvitsen vielä. Mä tarvitsen fikkari. Musta tuntuu, että mulla ei ole tarpeeksi aikaa. There is a creaking of the floorboards that sounds awfully close. This is your humble backyard. It's too close. It's too dark to see the splendor of your dead grass and barren flower beds. At least you have a shed. This is probably the first time you've been in here in over a year. By the dim light of your flashlight, you see a folded tarp, a rake, a hose, a rather forlorn-looking bike. This thing is too much too beat up to try and use now. Maybe as well leave it here. Open the valve, but only a pathetic trickle of water dribbles down. Useless. It's too unwieldy to carry with you, but maybe you can use it with something else in here. What? This thing crinkles and makes a ton of noise when you move it, so you decide you shouldn't carry it around through the house. You might find some use for it in here, though. You wrap the tarp around the rake. This almost looks like human-shaped dummy, if only it had a head. Mä laitan tänne sen saakeli recorderin ja sit sen helvetin... Mä keksin, miten tän pelin pääsee läpi, sit kun mä vaan keksin, että miten helvetissä mä teen nää kaikki asiat. Mä laitan tolle sen saakelin pinjatan pään, mä laitan tonne sen recorderin sisälle tonne paskaan. Mä odotan, että se Murderman menee tuonne noin, mä teen sen pommin. Viskasen sen pommin tänne saakeliin shediin ja se kuolee tämän saakelin vajaan mukana. Ainut vaan, että miten mä saan tehtyä nämä kaikki asiat. Miten mä teen sen pommin? Mä en tiedä, mikä se kolmas asia on. Puukko! Se oli Johnny vitun Knife Blaster. Miten mä laitan ne vitun asiat tänne purkkiin? Doesn't seem like combination of items will be of much use. Tarviinko mä sen bleachin tähän vielä? As you turn the corner, you find the killer standing poised with a knife, ready to strike. God almighty. Defenseless, you try to make a run for it. Mulla oli se vitun puukko! But instantly trip over yourself. As you're getting stabbed to death, you wonder if you might have benefited from a few more points in agility. Try to find a way to block the front door to give yourself more time. Oh! How? You push the armchair in front of the door. Hopefully this will at least buy you some time. Great. Mä käytän mun stretchailutaukoni siihen, että mä stretchailen itteni hakee lisää juotavaa, koska multa loppu juomiset. PRP. What a... Ai että olen takaisin. Mihinkäs me jäätiin? Okei, me saatiin pelattua aikaa itsellemme. Take fluid. Go up. Take mask. Go bath. Go. Open. What? Don't know how to do that. What the fuck? I'm... Kuka open? Onkohan toi, että jos mä otan ton pyssyn, niin toi tulee aina? Onkohan toi niinku automatisoitu, että sillä ei oo mitään väliä? While you aren't above opening the container and eating the frozen orange slush, you feel as though you should probably save it to help you out of this predicament. I'm fucking confused though. How the fuck do I make the bomb? Pitääks mun lämmittää tää? You put the pinata on top of the effigy. Now you just need to lure the killer in here. You crank up the volume as loud as possible on the tape recorder. Set your recording to repeat and place it on the floor behind the dummy. Now just hide and wait for the killer to take the bait. You start to wander back into your house. As you cross the threshold, the man in the clean suit appears. Drawn by the sounds coming from the shed, your dummy might have fooled him had he seen it, but I guess he'll never know now. Miten vitussa mä teen sen helvetin pommin? The phone ring... Okei, mä koitan soittaa heti 911. The phone rings and a curt woman answers. 911, what's your emergency? You quickly explain that a maniac is trying to break into your home and murder you. The operator is taken back for a moment, but calmly tells you, remain in your home, officers will be there shortly. Okay. You hear the police siren distantly at first, which grows louder and louder. You wait for a moment, anticipating a knock on the front door, but it does not come. Instead, you hear a shout, a gunshot, and a struggle. Hopefully, whatever happened, it at least bought you some time. You open the door and poke your head out to see if you can figure out what happened to the police officers and the stranger. Before you can so much as look around, the man in the clean suit appears to mop up. The bloody cap of a presumably butchered officer dons his head at a jaunty angle. Sitten kun keksis vielä, että miten toi helvetin yhdistelmä tehdään. What? Melkoinen murhamies on kyllä. Small bomb out of gasoline and orange juice. Ei sit pitäisi tarvita mitään muuta. En mä ymmärrä. Mitä mä nyt missaan? Onks mä missannut joku itemin? Mitä mä voin yhdistää Bleachiin, että siitä tulee jotain kamalaa? Koska nää selkeästi menee yhteen. Silmät. lutina. Ei jumalauta, miten mä teen sen pommin? Hetkinen. Sometimes estate owners will install switches that looks like books. The rest of the pages are blank. Man, if only this book gave real actionable advice, huh? My fucking god. The book resists as you start to pull at it. In your mind, you imagine a trove full of accounts of the murders Al Gore must have committed. Then, suddenly, there's a mechanical crunch, a click, and some bizarre whirring. Beside you, a fireplace opens up, and a blindingly white stairwell appears in its place. It's cool and shit, but you are still fixated on imagining what Al Gore killing spree might have looked like. You descend down into the hidden room. You hear the entrance seal itself behind you with more sliding. Now, this room evaded your notice. How this room evaded your notice astounds and frightens you. How long has this been here? Along one wall, there hangs a series of cleansuits, and two of the three are stained dark red with layers of old blood. There is a metal embalming table with a few surgical implements on it, and a sink. On the wall you see a map, and to your right there is a computer on a desk. The staircase leads back up to the fireplace entrance which you came from. Okay. A map hanging on the wall of what appears to be your neighborhood. Several of the houses have red X's on it. Ominous. This must be the man who knocked on the door. This must mean the man who knocked on the door comes down here. What you've got on is just good enough. Okay. Metal table covered in various surgical tools and equipment, specifically a scalpel, pair of scissors, and a spoon. Spoon. Looks sink. Large sink. Undoubtedly, whoever this man is, he has been using this sink to wash away evidence of whatever foul deeds he commits in this room. Gingerly start to turn the faucet and a large loud burst of water comes forth. You quickly close the faucet and look instinctively at the entrance to the lair. Okay. Spectacle of graphics and sound. You feel a twinge of jealousy that a computer like this was down here the entire time while you do not have one. Currently off. The power on the you power on the computer. There is no password, which unfortunately misses an opportunity to show off your sick hacking skills. You look at the glowing screen and see only one file, journal.txt. Take bad. You snag it. Today's back, baby. Jesus. Suddenly you hear a loud grinding. Suddenly you hear a loud grinding and sliding, which startles you into a state of panic. The false panel of the fireplace has moved. You back away towards the wall behind you. To your horror, you see the feet of the Cleansuit killer begin to descend the stairs into the room, followed by his face, menacing and sadistic. What do you do? Knife on man. The killer sees that you are holding his spear, and his eyes flash with fear and rage. He begins to lunge towards you. Okay, man, odotetaan, että tässä käy näin. He begins to lunge towards you, but as you raise the knife to the bear, the killer recognizes your intention and freezes. You attempt to regulate your breathing and thudding heart. The man in the clean suit looks up from the bear and into your eyes while straining up to his full height. Back away, you say. The man says nothing, but after a moment's hesitation, capitulates. You try to gather your thoughts. Why? What is this? How long have you been here, you say. He remains utterly silent, communicating nothing other than cold, predatory malice through his gaze. You decide to press your advantage. You tell the killer to keep his distance as you shuffle past him and back your way up the staircase and through the now open fireplace. You never take your eyes off him as he stares right back. Then when you reach the living room, you wrench open the front door, drop the teddy bear and make a run for it. As you look back to make sure you aren't being followed, you see the silhouette of Teddy in the open front doorway, illuminated by the light from the living room. At the end of your driveway, you hazard one final look. It seems that the maniac will not pursue any longer. You have managed to escape, but will you ever feel safe again? Hei, me saatiin yksi endingi. You click the file and begin to read. Luetaan tää journal, mikä tää koneessa oli. Teddy has begun to speak to me. At first it was just a whisper, but it has grown clearer and clearer with each passing day. He wants me to push further. He likes to watch what I do in here. I relish his company. I would do anything for him. I would love to take him with me when I visit the neighbors, but I cannot risk injury to him. If anything were to happen to him, I don't know what I would do. Suddenly you hear a loud grinding. Sillä on pyssy. Before you can get a chance to act, the man in the clean suit notices that you are holding the teddy bear. You see an expression of rage passing over his face as he advances towards you, weapon drawn. Falling further into a state of panic, you cast around wildly for some means of defending yourself. Nothing occurs to you except to fling the bear into the killer's face, which bounces uselessly to the floor. The man's expression does not change, except for perhaps a further furrowing of the brow. For your lack of respect to Teddy, the man in clean suit shoots you once in each limb before finishing you off. Perkele! Okay, luetaan nyt tää karhukirjokin. You page through frantically in the vain hope that you'll find something to help you. Your eye catches a page with a diagram demonstrating how to make a bear trap using household items. It says you would need something sharp like a knife and a spring. Okay. You plunge the knife into the bed and gouge out a nice big spring. It's kinda like little Jack Horner, but instead of ruining a pie, you spoiled your expensive mattress. Using what you learned from the Home Bear Survival Guide, you may get to work. You take the spring from the mattress along with some scrap from the bench and firmly attach the knife to it, creating a trap of sorts. You aren't sure if it would work against a bear, but it might mangle that man's leg. You set up your creation on the stairs. Now you suppose it's just a matter of hiding and waiting for that bastard to try and come down here to get you. What would you like to do next? Wait. You find a perch behind some boxes. 10 minutes pass before you hear a slight creaking of the door from upstairs. In the dim light from the kitchen, you see your pursuer appear in the doorframe. He moves cautiously, lowering himself gingerly down each stair. You think you see him pause and squint, confused for a moment before deciding to continue. The jaws of the makeshift bear trap clamp down on his leg with surprising force, driving the blades deep into his leg. That was one damn good mattress. Its bravery will not be forgotten. His skull smacks sickeningly against the stair as he tumbles down the remaining flight. At the bottom of the stairs, his head lolls horribly on its limp frame one last time before he collapses into a bloody heap on the basement's concrete floor. You sure are going to have a lot of explaining to do, but you did it. Okei, nyt mä luen netistä, että miten se helvetin paska tehdään. Cleansuit, how to make a trap. Noniin. Mä oon nyt päässyt karkuun täältä kämpästä ja mä oon saanut tapettua ton, niin mä haluan tietää, että mitä helvetin muita vaihtoehtoja meillä on. Mä löysin joku guiden tähän peliin, mutta tässä guidessakaan ei lue, että miten voi tehdä sen pommin. Wait, keittiössä on... Mitä? Stains and spills dot the floor, walls, and countertop lining the wall. On the counter sits a toaster, blender, knife blocks. Kitchen appliances, including refrigerator, sink, stovetop, oven. Joo. Tää peli ei kerro tätä. Mutta tossa noin on sytkä. Se ei edes näytä sytkältä. Vau, tää haisee sipuli. Joku tekee ruokaa. Joku vääntynyt taikasauva enemmänkin. Se on leivänpahdin. Siis en mä tarkoita. Tossa on leivänpahdin. Mä voin ottaa senkin. Se on tommonen sytkä. Toinen pitkä piippunen. Kyllä mä niinku tajusin sen, että minkä mallinen se on, sit kun mä sen otin siitä. Mut vitullako mulla nyt olisi ikinä tullut mieleenkään, niin se alkaa etsiä jotain helvetin sytkälle, ja tää peli kerro mulle, että jossakin on sytkä, kun mä tutkin paikkoja. Edes sitä saakeli uunia tutkimalla, se on se uunin päällä, ja edes sitä uunia tutkimalla tää ei mainitte sitä saatanan sytkää mitenkään. Hetkinen. Okay, countertop lining the wall. Luke countertop. You know it's not illegal to clean up every once in a while, right? Anyway, it's a big linoleum countertop. On it is a toaster, a blender and a knife block. Se ei tässäkään kerro, että siinä on toi sakeli sytkä. Sun täytyy vaan tietää, että se on siinä. In one of your favorite movies, Glory on His Bosom, protagonist Johnny Knife Blaster made a bomb by mixing fuel and orange juice in a can and then fashioning a pressure detonator out of his lighter. Even through your panicked state and intense reverence for the Knife Blaster quadrilogy, you experience a shimmer of just how ridiculous this idea is. Regardless, you push on and assemble the appropriate ingredients. You set your creation on the stairs, now you suppose it's just a matter of hiding and waiting for the bastard to try and come down to get you. You find a perch behind some boxes, 10 minutes pass before you hear a slight creaking of the floor from upstairs. In the dim light from the kitchen you see the procedure approach. Joo, sit se syttyy palamaan. Near the bottom of the stairs, the killer's foot connects at last with a trigger mechanism for your firebomb. You know, a second of blinding light and thunderous noise before the world resolves itself in flames. The killer flays uncontrollably in an attempt to remove the volatile mixture you crafted, which sputters and cracks all the more with his struggle. His skull smacks sickeningly against the stairs and he dies. Me voidaan katsoa nää lopunkin endingin nyt kun päästiin tähän pisteeseen. Näköjään sen karhuraudan voi tehdä myös ottamalla ne siinä leivänpaahtimessa olevat jouset. Okei. Okay. Tätäkään tää peli ei kerro missään vaiheessa, mutta meillä on lisää asioita, mistä mä en tiennyt mitään. Tää peli sortuu kyllä aika moniin perus teksti-adventure-pelin vikoihin. Voit avata tuot enemmän, mua kiinnostaa ihan muutenkin. Mitä kaikkia muita vikoja muuta kuin se, että tää ei kerro, että missä joku itemi on. Go up, go bathroom. Oh. Washer, dryer and a tool bench. Luke washer. It rattles around making like it's alive when you use it. A bottle of ammonia sits next to it. Okei, mä yritin avata sitä, mutta toi on asia, mistä tää näköjään kertoo, jos sä tutkit tätä washeria. Sit se kertoo. Tän mä meinaan missasin. You pour the entire bottle of bleach into the blender and pause briefly to confirm to yourself you really want to do this. Then, holding it at arm's length, you open the bottle of ammonia and empty it into the bleach-filled blender. The gas spreads up into your face, but your breathing appears unaffected. You guess the mask is working. You set up the creation on the stairs now. You suppose it's just a matter of time of waiting. He falters before the blender as the first of the toxic fumes reaches his lungs. Coughing and spluttering, the killer attempts to flee but slips, falling down further. Okei, okay, tää ending on aina sama. Asioista ei kerrota pelaajalle, parser ei ole kovin responsive ja random äkkikuolemat, joissa ei ole mitään järkeä. Ne äkkikuolemat ei haittaa mua oikeastaan mitenkään. Mun mielestä ne vaan sopii tämän tyyppisen peliin, koska tää on tämmönen lyhyt, tässä ei hirveästi ole. Jos tää olisi joku tosi pitkä peli, niin äkkikuolemat olisi ärsyttäviä. Mutta kun tää on just tämmönen niin kuin hyvin pienen alueen lyhyt peli, niin se, että ne äkkikuolemat on just jotakin sellaisia, että kokeilet jotain tyhmää asiaa ja sit sä vaan kuolet, niin mun mielestä se on ihan fine. Tää peli onneksi tää kertoo siinä yhdessä vaiheessa, että sä voit blokata ton oven. Okei, mitäs muit vaihtoehtoja? Ai niin joo. Joo, ilmeisesti sä et voi lyödä sitä tässä. Tämäkin on vähän hölmö, tämä näin tuolta Guidesta äsken. Ilmeisesti tässä kohdassa sä et voi... Sä voit lyödä sitä siis aseella, mutta mikään muu asia, jolla sä voit lyödä, ei toimi tässä. Sä et voi lyödä puukolla, et mitä. Ainoastaan aseella voi lyödä tässä, niin sit se toimii. Killer lunges at you and grabs your weapon arm. He pushes you against the stove. Your punch bounces comically in your periphery. Shouldn't have had the second pizza for one. You think as you bring your knee into the killer's groin. He loses his grip, and you bring the butt of the pistol down into the back of his head. He falls unconscious to the ground. You nudge him cautiously a few times with your foot to guarantee that he is truly no longer a threat. Seems you are safe at last. Okei. Mä voin näyttää, millaisia ne... Millainen se shed ending jo. Suhteellisen pasifistinen ratkaisu. Niin, vaikka me ammuttikin sitä jalkaa. You crouch behind some bushes and wait, passing the time by farting soundlessly from nervousness. Okay. Eventually you see the killer sneaking into the backyard in the light from the kitchen. What do? Close shed. You slink out from behind your hiding place and attempt to ease the door closed as soundlessly as possible. Surely the stranger will notice your ploy any second now. How do you proceed? Lock door. You lock the door, click the lock into place, entombing the man in the clean suit in your makeshift prison. You hear shifting around inside the shed. The killer slams himself against the door, causing you to jump back in fear. The latch holds, however, despite his repeated attempts. The bastard is trapped here. You are safe for now. That's it. Mä silti pidin siitä mun omasta ajatuksesta kaikkein eniten, että mä olisin vienyt sen pommin. Miksei tonne voi tehdä sitä ansaa? Mun mielestä se olisi ollut kaikkein parasta. Silleen, että antaa pelaajalle sen ekstra vaihtoehdon, että sen sijaan, että sä käytät sen ansaa suoraan siellä kellarissa, niin vie se ansa tonne. Se olisi ollut mun mielestä hyvä endingi. Se olisi vaatinut jo vähän tekemistä. Se olisi vaatinut nimenomaan se ansan rakentamisen ja sitten se olisi vaatinut ton shed-homman tekemisen. Okei, ilmeisesti se murhaaja voi myös puukottaa siellä keittiössä. Sen sijaan, että sä kolkkaat sen aseella. Okei. Mutta hetkinen, mähän yritin puukottaa sitä jossain kohdassa. Eikä se toiminut. Ellei mä sitten käyttänyt jotain väärää juttua. Mä laitoin siihen joku use knife on man. Ilmeisesti se oli väärin, se olisi varmaan pitänyt olla. Ei, mä laitoin siihen, että stab killer tai jotain vastaavaa. Ilmeisesti stab ei ole oikea sana tai jotain. You draw the knife and grip it tightly in your hand. The killer notices you and raises his head. He lunges at you and grabs your weapon arm. He grins wickedly as he punches you against the stove. Your punch bounces comically in your periphery. You shouldn't have had the second pizza for one. Taas toi sama. You think as you bring your knee into the killer's groin, he loses his grip, and you bring the knife down into the back of his neck. He crumbles instantly, his neck clinging to the blade of the knife. But you did it, you survived. Okei, sitten tässä on... Tässä on ilmeisesti sit vaihtoehto saada se poliisi pidättää se. Katsotaan. Dial 4. Ja. Read 1. Go down. Take Teddy. Take scalpel. Read. Okei, me kutsutiin poliisit. You demand that the killer ascend the staircase as you follow behind, hoping that the police have arrived. To your relief, you see the flashing red and blue lights of the squad car through your window when you both arrive in the living room. With no more options, the man in the clean suit gives himself to the police. You are safe now, but you aren't sure how safe you will feel while that lair you discovered remains behind your fireplace. Okei, sitten tässä on pari läppäendingiä. The phone rings just once before a gruff, loud voice barks, Paulie's Pizza, what do you want? It's Paulie, it's me, I need help! You hurriedly exclaim. Paulie, recognizing your voice, immediately says, oh, it's you. Your usual will be there in 30 minutes before hanging up. Great, maybe now you can die with a full stomach at least. Okei, toimiiko tässä ihan vaan... You open the door to greet the pizza delivery man. Mid-sentence, however, he interrupts. Watch out behind you! You tense up and swing around as the pizza guy runs past you, pizza and all. Behind you, the killer had evidently been sneaking up for a surprise attack. The delivery guy slams the man in the clean suit to the floor and begins pummeling him. There is a brief struggle before the killer is knocked out cold. Evidently, he did not expect a hostile delivery man to be waiting behind the door when you open it. After the two of you recover from the strangeness of the ordeal, the pizza box catches your eye from the floor. All the commotion sure did work up an appetite. You and the delivery man, whose name you find is Randall, decide to share the pizza in celebration. Okei, toinen endingi. Dial 1 tuohon pizzamiehen liittyen. Mikä vitun machete saakeli valomiekka sillä nyt on? Hieno vespa sillä. Once you are both in the living room, you hear a soft knocking on the front door. You turn to look, and as you are distracted, the killer makes a break for the front door and yanks it open. On the other side is Paulie's delivery guy holding the pizza as you ordered. The stranger produces a knife and attempts to grapple with the delivery guy, who clocks the stranger several times before he falls unconscious, taking care to keep your pizza balanced in one hand the entire time. You thank the pizza guy for his help, and the two of you share the pizza and discuss the surreal events of the night. You and Randall, as he introduces himself, become fast friends, forming the kind of bond that only a pizza can bring. Ja tällä kertaa kaikki loppui täydellisesti. Murhaaja saatiin klokattua alas silleen, että se ei edes kuollut, vaan se on tajuttomana. Se voidaan viedä poliiseille. Me saatiin pizza, ja se pizza ei edes tippunut maahan. Tää on kirjaimellisesti paras loppu. Eeppinen mies pizzakuskina on kyllä. Randall on kovin jätkä ikinä. Mielestäni tämä tyylinen peli olisi mielenkiintoisempi, jos se rakentuisi oikeasti pelimekanismin varaan. Mitä sä tarkoitat? Millä tavalla? Self-insert-hahmo, jaa. Vähän kieliposkella tehty. Eikö tämän tyyppiset pelit aika usein ole? Ratkaisu tarjoaa murhaajalle ateria, ehkä he jättää sinut henkiin. Ja toi Randall on kyllä melkoinen sankari. Mutta nyt me saatiin revittyä irti ihan kaikki, mikä oli Cleansuit-pelissä. Eli just, että murhaajalla olisi joku liikkumispatterni tuolla mestassa sen sijaan, että se vain tulee skriptatusti ja että ansoja voisi soveltaa yö. Niin. Oli tää 2 euron peliksi ihan fine. Tai alennuksesta ostiin siis 2 eurolla. Et siihen nähden ihan ok.